All right, today for literacy, we're talking about Mesopotamia and the wheel. So I wanted to introduce it by sharing with you that the wheel is one of 100 inventions that made history. Let's read about it. Rolling along. Before wheels, if you wanted to move something enormous and heavy, you would need some logs and a lot of people. You'd place the logs on the ground, slide your object on top of them, and then get your friends to use the logs to roll it along. Or you could drag a sled. Either way, it was slow and exhausting. Here's people or animals pulled the objects across the log rollers on ropes, and others pushed from behind. So that's what this is. The wheel. Imagine life without wheels. No cars or bikes for a start, and no cogs and gears inside machines either. With so many wheels around, they might just be the most important invention of them all. Many of our students use wheelchairs, so the wheel has been a game changer. So the last log had to be brought around to the front as an object moves forward. So this is what they'd have to do before the wheel. Wheelie, useful. Watching log rollers in action, someone somewhere had a flash of inspiration. Wheels attached to axles would be so much better. The first wheel we know about was made 5,000 years ago. In Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq, and Slovenia, they were attached to simple carts pulled by animals while everyone had a nice rest. So that's what we'll be reading our chapter about today. It paved the way for gears and cogs, which are used for machines to multiply force and were first used in ancient Greece. Water wheels were invented in ancient Greece and were used to irrigate crops and grind corn. By the way, it was Neolithic, late Stone Age, people like me who first invented the wheel. We also invented farming and developed polished tools made of stone. It takes far less energy to turn the axle than to turn the wheel. And then stone wheels were used for grinding, but are too heavy to move vehicles. Okay. Spectacular spokes. At first, wheels were solid discs of wood. They worked, but they were very heavy. Around 2000 BCE, someone in Western Siberia came up with the bright idea of using spokes inside the wheels to replace the solid wood. They were lighter and faster. Metal hubs used with greased axles made wheels turn even more slowly. How it changed the world. So wheels allowed people to travel and trade much more easily than ever before. And a few thousand years later, wheels were moving faster and farther than ever thanks to the engine. Wheels are also the driving force behind countless useful machines. Hey, did you know the oldest wheels ever discovered are on a stone toy? It dates from 5500 BCE and was found in Turkey. All right, here in the Americas. The wheel wasn't big in the Americas. The only ones found were on children's toys. This probably because there were no animals strong enough to pull carts, like oxen or horses. The people there had to wait until these animals and the wheel were introduced to them in the 16th century. Until then, the most useful animal they had was the llama. All right, here we go. Spinning wheels. used to turn plant material or wool into thread, are probably an Indian invention from around the 11th century. And then wheels really began to motor from the 1700s, at first under steam power and later using gasoline engines. Awesome. All right, we're now going to read our chapter. All right, so our chapter today is about Mesopotamia and the wheel. So this is the communication board you will need to take out for this lesson. It's in your black binder, so please do that now. All right, chapter 1, Mesopotamia and the wheel. Mrs. B and her class are at the Natural History Museum. They are learning about ancient communities. These are communities from a long time ago. An archaeologist is their guide. All right. Please go ahead and pause here and use your communication board to match your vocabulary and pictures. All right. Archaeologists learn about ancient communities. They dig to look for old things. They find tools and items people used long ago. You can see the picture here of how they carefully dig them up. All right. All right. Please pause here and use your communication board. Archaeologists find items to learn about culture. Tools, clothes, and art can tell us about culture. Dr. Jones shows the class a wheel. A wheel can tell us about culture. So here's the wheel right here. And here's a little wheelie cart. All right, go ahead and pause here and use your communication board. The wheel is from a long time ago. It is made of clay. It was made in Mesopotamia. It can tell us about life in Mesopotamia. All right, pause here and use your communication board. People first used the wheel to make pottery. The wheel spins to make a clay bowl. We learned that they used bowls. Several of you are taking ceramics right now. Very cool. All right, go ahead and pause here and use your communication board. Later, people used the wheel on carts. They helped people farm. It helped people trade crops. We learned that people here farmed and traded. All right, pause here and use your communication board. The people put the wheel on a chariot. This is a small cart pulled by a horse. The chariot carried people and things. People and things could move faster. The wheel was a good thing. Pause here and use your communication board. Today, we use wheels on cars and trucks. They move us places. We are on bikes. Wheels are on bikes and strollers or wheelchairs. There is a lot to learn from a very old wheel. All right, this is the last page, so go ahead and pause here and use your communication board. All right, so after reading this story, I want you to go on the News to You site and complete chapter 1, as we just did. I'll send you that link in the email as well. But here also on Epic are 2 books about how wheels affect our lives and many of the friends and students in our class. So please go ahead and read these books on Epic as well. Thanks.